I know this is random. I didn't say I was going to do this. I kind of really decided last minute to do it. So, I had originally planned to do an actual pre filmed Mental Monday, and then I realized let me fix this so you can see me better. I am actually in a better position to do a live stream. So, hopefully, the internet cooperates and I can keep going. So, I thought we would kind of do just a chilled live Mental Monday. Hi, Sarah. And kind of that. You guys can ask any questions you have. If the internet does not cooperate, we'll have to figure things out. But hopefully it does. So, ask any questions you have. I thought I would kind of just catch up with you guys a little bit and share how I've been feeling lately. That's kind of how the Mental Monday series started, and I haven't been doing that as much lately. I mean, I've been sharing how I feel because that's just me, but the Mental Mondays have not been as structured around my stuff. So I thought I would kind of give a little catch up on my stuff that I've talked about. There's dogs going crazy in the neighborhood. Anyways, I have had an interesting time lately going through just all of the busyness in life we've been going through, and I found myself really catching my faults with how I handle some things. And it all kind of goes back to what I've talked about with my own issues the whole time, like codependency or not taking care of myself, not putting myself first. And I don't know. I think I think to some extent that just ends up catching up with you, and then there's the whole sleep thing, and it's all very interesting. But we'll see. Somebody commented. As you know, I have Turner syndrome. I'm receiving awards in front of my school and family, and they're giving me a reception after, and I have 21 days till graduation. That's awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations. That is very, very exciting. When do you graduate? 21 days from now? So, sometime in June? That's very exciting. I have 6 weeks left of my class. I held up 10 fingers, but it's 6 weeks. I have 6 weeks left of my class. I'm so excited. Oh, June 3rd, cool. Very, very exciting. That was an exciting time. What are your plans for college? Because that's always a fun topic. I know one of the biggest things that's going to help me kind of not feel overwhelmed is not trying to balance school anymore once I finish this class. I cannot tell you how much I needed that 2 week break before this class that I had. And then it was kind of difficult jumping back into the mode of being in a class and having homework to pay attention to. I like relished in the break and did not prepare myself for jumping back in like I should have. So that was interesting trying to survive the week that way. Hopefully, I can be a little more on top of things this week and have it not be so overwhelming. But I think I think just my tendency to overschedule myself is more and more catching up to me. But I can't really take anything off. Like, my first advice to everybody that goes through stuff like this that has the same tendencies that I do is always take some stuff off your plate, learn to say no. And that's all really correct, but that's not always possible. Like, some things, it's not really stuff you can do that. I'm not going to just stop school one class before I'm done. That's logistically illogical. So I just have to get through it, and I kind of have to just do my best to use all the tools I have to manage it to the best of my ability. So, hi. Oh yeah, that's my mom's rose bush. I'm at my parents' house right now. I love this rose bush. There's also more in the backyard um, that are really, really pretty, and I love it. So, yeah, I thought it was a nice background. Um, anyways, so I've kind of just been really feeling that, and my very, very unhelpful natural night owl tendencies, which leave me with not very little sleep when you spend the night at your aunt's house with your brother and nieces, and then your niece wakes you up early. So, yeah. Anyways, trying to get back into getting good sleep and being more allowing of rest for myself. I haven't done much today, and I think I needed that, so I think that's a good thing. I really want a rose bush like this, and I have to show you guys. Okay, no, watch the vlog. I'm gonna be posting a vlog tomorrow, and I have something I got yesterday that is really, really pretty, and I'll show you guys in there. So watch the vlog and you'll find out. Hint. I'm really excited. So, do you guys have any questions? I know I don't get to live stream very much. I wish I did. I wish our internet at our house was better, but there's only so much we can control with that. So I thought I would take the opportunity, being in a position to do a live stream now, to actually have it happen so that I can have an opportunity. And the internet's a little better here, so it actually allows me to, which is nice. And the weather here is really nice today. It's warm, but not too warm, because it's still in that transition phase. Okay. How's the adoption process going? Have you seen any kids yet? So there's not a ton of an update on that yet. We're still kind of waiting. Our agency is still processing through stuff. They have to process not just our stuff, but everybody that finished the classes with us. So we're kind of all in this queue of people to process and look at and finish things with. So I'm in communication with them about our final steps. There's still no date for our home study yet. And I'm trying to figure out if the things that we know we need to get done in the yard have to happen before they'll schedule it with us, because they're not going to want to schedule it until they know we're in a position to pass, or if they'll like accept us getting a date to use as a deadline and then just planning to have it done by then, or if they want to know it's done before they even plan to come out. So I'm trying to figure that out so we can figure out what's going on with it. But other than that, we're kind of just in a waiting period while they process everything, and kind of the rest of the steps get fleshed out through the rest of the process. So we haven't looked at any of the books yet, and I don't know if we will. The way we're doing things is not just through the traditional adoption. We're actually doing it more traditional foster care, and then kind of seeking adoption. So it's a little more closer to the foster care process than the matching and looking through the books, although we do have that option if we want to. It's just more heard of to have success this way instead for the age we're looking at, or the age range we're looking at. And so that's kind of what our plan is right now. There's still room to adjust that if we want to. We just kind of are going to see what happens. There's another comment. The mobile one, it disappears. Okay, I've kind of been frustrated in school because I'm trying to get all A's. If it's a 77 in English, 91 in culinary, that's fun. 93 in graphic arts, 89 in personal finance. Those are awesome grades though. Like, don't discount that. That's awesome. You have done really, really well, and in really unique and cool classes. So don't be too frustrated. Don't be too hard on yourself. Those are really good. Oh, hi. I'm excited I picked a better time than the last time I tried to do this in the earlier part of the day. I was like, I'll wait a little bit. I almost got all A's. So 1 point away. Oh, I did that with one of my classes. I was literally this far away from getting a 90. And I was really frustrated that I didn't, because it was like I got a 88 or an 89 point something. So if I had gotten a few extra points, I would have had like almost a 91. And I was like, oh no. But it still was a very good grade. So everybody I told that to was like, you did good, calm down. But especially towards the end, like I am, like I literally only have one last class. I'm like, I want to finish strong, so I'm even more obsessive with my grades than I usually am. Can't believe that I'm going into my first year of high school. Any tips? Ooh, that's a good question. High school was interesting for me because I was always the person that, like, I never really fit in with the cool crowd, but it wasn't because of the normal not fitting in. I mean, I was always kind of on my own, but I was never alone. I had a huge group of friends and we were all very, very close. But I think I'd say the biggest thing is allow it to be what it's gonna be. Like, don't put yourself in any box ahead of time. Don't put any expectations on it ahead of time. So take it term by term, however your school does it. I think mine had semesters or terms. Can't even remember anymore because it's been so long. I feel so old, you guys. Just take it section by section and find people that you can really click with, that get you, and not like find a group to get in with. I don't mean it in that way, but like be open to getting to know the people around you and really kind of find your place that way. And that way you don't feel so on your own because you have other people. So hopefully if you're in the same school system that you're moving within, you'll have a lot of the people that you knew from middle school going into high school with you, which helps because you'll still have at least some number of your same friends that'll be in some number of your classes, which is always helpful to have people you already know, and kind of feel out the subjects you want to take, because high school gives you a little more freedom. You know, you get to, in middle school you get to choose 1 or 2 electives, I think, and in high school you get to choose a lot of your electives, so you can choose all the fun classes you want and you can try different stuff, which I would definitely also suggest. If there's things that you have thought would be really fun, like if you thought theater would be really fun, or if you thought choir would be really fun, or if you thought doing a would be really fun, play on the soccer team, whatever you have always kind of been interested in or wanted to try, go for it. And especially if you're starting out early, you have plenty of time to figure out where you're eventually going to land. So definitely feel things out and give yourself space to kind of try things, and yeah, kind of let yourself have fun and don't put pressure on it. And just practical wise, get a planner, because then you won't have to rely on yourself to remember assignments, and it makes it easier for keeping track of when things are due. I wish I had done a better job of that when I was in high school. Okay, I missed a couple comments. Surprisingly, I have some popular friends because I had a group of friends that was on the homecoming court, and my best friend was homecoming queen. Then I have a group of friends that aren't so popular. That was kind of me too. I had a mixture. My core group of friends would not have been considered the popular kids, but I was also very cool, very cordial, very interactive with a lot of people that would have been considered the traditional popular kids. But those labels don't really mean anything, because when you break that down, a person is still a person, and everybody kind of goes through the same base level of feelings and emotions and basic experiences. And so that classification is not a major issue. But yeah, I was very much kind of in and out of that and at a mixture. My daughter, who has Turner's, has been trying to set up meetups with another Turner's girl. Their schedule has not been able to get together. Have you ever met another Turner's girl? I have met one other girl with Turner syndrome in person. I've talked to a number of girls online, and I'm a part of a lot of Facebook groups. So I really haven't. I've only met one, and kind of on a smaller scale. You know, we weren't seeing each other on any kind of regular basis. It was basically kind of by accident we ended up finding out that the daughter of a woman that was taking care of my grandmother, her daughter had Turner syndrome. And I can't remember how the conversation started, but she was describing things with her daughter to my mom, and my mom goes, like, to herself, she was thinking, wow, that sounds like Turner's. Like, that sounds like exactly what Turner's would be described as. So she asked her, does she have Turner syndrome, or have you ever heard of Turner syndrome? I can't remember how she worded it. And the woman goes, yeah, have you actually heard of it? That's what she has. And my mom goes, yeah, Brooke has it. And the woman already knew who I was because she had met me just in the course of her taking care of my grandma and me being over there with my grandma and my mom. And so she knew me by name already. And she goes, oh yeah, Brooke has it. And the lady was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. So then I went over and we actually got to, we were kind of discussing different options with her. So we went over to her house to talk to her about stuff. And, you know, she had been interested on an update on how my grandma was doing and everything. And I got to meet her daughter, and we talked for a long time. And it was really a very surreal experience because I never knew anybody that, especially at that point, I wasn't talking to anybody else with it online. So I literally not once in my life before then ever talked to another girl that had experienced those things, that had similar stories, or could share, oh yeah, I have that problem too, and this is how I handle it. Or yeah, for that with me, my doctor does this. This is my experience of that aspect of it, or, you know, these are my stats with it. I'd never experienced that before on any kind of level. So it was very, very surreal. And my mom had never either. I mean, we very much had not tapped into any of that kind of community. So it was very interesting. And I haven't really had any experience in person since then. So hoping to 1 year, I don't know when, 1 year, go to conference. And that'll completely blow that all of the water. But yeah, only one other. And it was very, very cool and very interesting and surreal and kind of fun. So, okay. The school I'm going into is an Apple distinguished school. So we have a lot of Apple devices and rules we have to follow. I do have a few friends going to that school, but because the schools are smarter students and not everyone gets in that school, not everyone I know will be going. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like advanced education school? That is very cool. That's very interesting. Would definitely affect your experiences in it. That'll make it a very unique environment. That's very interesting. Interesting. So, is there a career center there? It's a school with all different career classes. Oh, that's a good question. So somebody said, is there a career center at the school? that would be a good resource to tap into when you're ready. I wouldn't say you have to jump into that, although if you're at an advanced education school, hey. But that is a good thought for the future. That's very interesting. Good question. And that is very cool that it's a advanced education school. Good for you. That's very, very cool. I liked high school. I didn't like the politics and the clickiness of it though. I liked in the classroom, I liked the social environment of the classroom better because you were kind of all on a level there. And you didn't have to worry about those labels that people get given. And you were kind of you felt more on the same team, whereas, I don't know, especially now I feel like even more is pressurized because kids are growing up so quicker, that so much quicker. That was great grammar, Brooke. That you have that tenfold. There's so much more has been, and that environment is just not conducive for healthy social relationships. But there's a different school for specific career choices. Very cool. So do you have your career choices kind of like a few options already beforehand, or does the first year or two help you do that? That's very interesting. How does that work? I wonder what career choice I would have chosen then. Probably forensic psychology, because I didn't actually get into the behavioral side of things until I was like a junior. So if I had to choose as a freshman, I probably would have done forensic psychology. In high school, all I struggled with was geometry and US history. Yeah, me and geometry in general don't mix, and I'm really glad I like threw myself a party after I took the final math class I would ever have to take for my degree. I threw myself a party because I was so glad I never had to take another math class again. There should be aids and IEPs in every school, at least to some extent. I could see there being not as in-depth of programs in every single school, and every school district or every school system would handle it a little differently. But I think there's got to be some level, because although they did the right thing by moving you to one that would have that for you, because then they made sure you still had what you needed. But yeah, I would say that is definitely something in school systems that could be worked on to be improved, is the special education stuff, or the help for the students that need the extra help. So you choose, ooh, it went away. You choose what career you want to do before you go. BTW, they're thinking of adding a police forensic psychologist career option. Oh yeah, that's cool. I think I would have chosen forensic psychology if I had to choose then. Being able to switch, because I would have wanted to switch, I think. Because forensic psychology really focuses on like interpreting evidence, and I wouldn't have wanted to be stuck in a lab or DNA place. Like I really thought I wanted to work with that stuff, and I would still love to work with that stuff, but at the same time I couldn't be in a lab all day or an office all day. Like that would not be fun for me. And I really love the idea of having somebody process and handle all of that, and me just getting to, like in Criminal Minds. They don't do the collecting of it. They get records of it. They go see the crime scenes and everything, and they're able to look at all, but they build their profile from it. They don't actually process any of it themselves. And if I had to do just a little bit, I don't think I would mind. Like being a CSI agent, I think I could totally do that. But, or not like I'm skilled enough to do that. I mean, I think I would totally enjoy doing that. Um, but like being like an Abby on NCIS, I think it would drive me nuts being stuck in a lab all day. Which is why I think she gets so excited for visitors and has music playing, which would also totally be me if I was Abby. Okay. If they decide on making that a class, I'll go there. Oh, cool. Are you interested in forensics? Love it. Did your parents cry? Yeah, I think my mom's cried both times. I think my mom has cried both times when I graduated high school and um, for my bachelor's. I think she cried both times. But it also has been a really interesting journey with me for school also. So there's been a lot of decisions that we've made, but I love those kind of shows and I'd love to do something with it. That was exactly how I was at that age. Oh my gosh, I died over NCIS and CSI, and it wasn't until I watched Criminal Minds. I've told this story a million times, I feel like. It wasn't until I watched that I knew a little closer what specifically I wanted to do, because I felt like I had seen more a variety of options of what to do with that kind of thing. You know, like the different roles you can play within that system that's doing that. And I didn't have another name for it, so it was kind of just forensic psychology. And now I say behavioral analyst. Hopefully soon licensed psychologist. Board certified behavioral analyst. I like the sound of that. So yeah, I am obsessed with those shows. It's funny because after me and Andrew will finish one of those, we're always like, okay, either they need to put out another season or we need a new crime show, because we love crime shows. I love how this turned into talking about school. I'm very in that mode right now since I'm in my last class. The chat keeps disappearing on me. I don't know where Max went. I think he went inside. I have 10 doctors. Ooh, it went away. I have 10 doctors say I need so many for Turner syndrome. Anything wrong with your kidneys or heart doesn't mean you won't. Well, oh, hi, Kendra. I'm glad you could make it. I wasn't sure if you'd be able. Oh, well, I mean, they are right that just because you don't have anything wrong with those right now doesn't mean things can't develop. I don't know about the kidneys, because the biggest thing with kidneys I had always heard about was them being malformed, mal-shaped, and underdeveloped, like too small. So, I mean, past a certain age, those are going to stop developing. So if they developed right, I don't know what other stuff wrong from what I've heard can go. Correct me in the comments if there is something else. But for your heart, that's completely accurate. Something could develop. In that sense, you do need to watch it. But if there's not anything actively going on, I've never been told that you need to have a cardiologist to run an echo Like, my endocrinologist orders my echo and I go do it. And for my 27 years of life, that's been totally fine. And I've never had them say I need to regularly see a cardiologist. Um, it, yeah, the cardiologist I have seen, it's like they saw me once, they felt they were good for a while unless we were doing something. Like if we did decide to go through with IVF, I would be seeing them more. Okay, so that would definitely, I would say that would mean you would want a special if that's what's necessary. It kind of, that's where it's your individual case if you need those. So if you're in that area, then yeah, you would need a specialist. If you don't, no. And some of the little stuff that happens, your regular specialist, which for me is an endocrinologist, can go to. I know a lot of people can do a lot of Turner stuff without seeing an endo, and they just do it all through their gynecologist. It really depends on your case, but I definitely, if you have active things happening in that area, yes, you need to see that specialist. Sometimes some specialists do more than one area. In my high school, they have a class with an opportunity to make an app and put it on the App Store and get it monetized. That is awesome. At this school, you get a lot of money-making options. That's very cool. Very, very cool. Very interesting. Cool. Actually, I'm really excited to be done with school, but I wish I had the option to go to your school because that sounds like a very cool school. That rhymed. Anyways. Going on in that area, yes, you need that specialist. Otherwise, I I don't see a need to be seeing them all the time. Even if you maybe have one established, you can go see if something happens. Because I, in some sense, have a cardiologist established. I have no regular appointment set up with her because I have no heart problems actively happening. But it's going to be 80 degrees in Michigan. Oh gosh, summer, which I'm kind of ready for. I think my mental state needs this summer right now because it'll. I would also love to do something with film or photography. That is very cool. There's Max. Want to say hi? Hey, there he is. He came with me. Okay. Let me read comments. I would love to take film classes. That would be really, really fun. Did I set my hang appointment up yet? Not yet. I've been very lazy today, but maybe I can before. Maybe I'll try to once I get off the stream. Thank you for reminding me. What was the next one? I want to go swimming already, but the water is still too cold. And hi, Max. Yeah, the water would still be very cold. I wouldn't mind going. I'm not normally a summer person. Isn't normally like me. But I feel like that's probably good because then I'm not constantly wanting it to be winter because I love winter. Sometimes when you want a better, peppier mindset, you don't want winter, you want summer, or at least spring. You went to prom on Saturday? That's fun. I remember going to prom. I still have some of my prom dresses. Actually, I think I have all of them. I might have had to get rid of one. I can't remember. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really excited to go to high school. I think to have a great time. Don't put expectations on it. Like, don't expect it to be any certain way, and just expect to go in and learn and enjoy yourself and have fun, make friends. That's good. You could make a list of like your hopes and dreams and goals to see how they may change throughout, because I bet you anything they change, and just watch how it evolves. That would be really cool to see, especially in a system like that where like you're on a path to making progress instead of just education focused. I have a record studio there, and I love to sing, so I want to try to make a few songs. Oh my gosh, I would love to record songs. Go to your school. I want to go to your school. I wish I could have gone to your school. That sounds really cool. Where is your school? If you don't mind, maybe I shouldn't have you put that. Don't put that. You're a little young to put that. Don't put that. Would you have any advice of what to put in a graduation speech? Oh, um, there are the kind of same old quotes everybody goes to, like about making a path for yourself and kind of just being encouraging. And I think that's good. I would say stuff like that, and maybe what you hope to take away and use, maybe how you hope to use it, and kind of your goals and dreams for school. That's always fun to think about and talk about. Learning instruments is fun. I really want to get back into playing guitar and piano. Fun. Those are good ideas. Do you guys know what Max is doing right now? I'll show you. Let me flip. Where's the? There we go. Wait. Oh, is it going? There we go. That's Max. Max is in the sun. His favorite spot. His absolute favorite spot. I did play piano. Yeah, I took one actual piano class, and then I played a bunch on my own and learned a bunch from like YouTube and stuff that I taught myself. And me and my friend would songs that we knew that we could do little tidbits on the piano of playing piano. Oh, in the backyard here for so long. All morning, he loves it. I can't wait till the yard for him to come in because he learned how to play piano, guitar, and trombone. I love playing guitar too. My dad used to play trombone. Yeah, he loves the sun. That would be the one downfall. If once we have more of a yard, he can just go out whenever he wants and lay in the sun. The one downfall would be I'd never see him because he would just be out laying in the sun all day. He loves it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? This has been fun. I like the topics we've covered today. And I'm sitting, in case you want to know, I'm sitting on my nephew's cars thing because I needed a chair to sit on. There will be so many opportunities for me, but so little time. Yeah, definitely it goes by fast. Oh man, I gotta stand up. This thing is killing me. Whew. Okay, that's a little better. So, kind of gave a little update on me and how things have been. It's been interesting. This is why I hate school. It goes by really fast. You don't want it to, and really slow when you want it to go by really fast. It's interesting that way. Your feelings on transgender, because I just found out the beginning of this year that my friend that was a girl is now a boy. Well, to be really honest, I'm not going to deny them their experiences at all. I think it's really important to acknowledge that that's a very real experience for them. Um, I think everybody kind of has to deal with that on their own level within their own experiences. And I think that's very case by case basis. If you're looking at it from like a healthcare standpoint, what would be addressed? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have very full formed thoughts on that really. I have not had much experience with it really, like none at all to speak from. So I don't know that I fully have uh, an exact opinion to say. I mean, I'm not gonna say they don't have rights or don't deserve to be cared for, because they do, and they do have a voice, they do have rights. um, that doesn't say what to be done, but I think things are very case by case basis if you're looking at it from that. And I don't really have much of a formed opinion. I feel like God loves his children for who they are, but I also feel like God made them the gender for the reason, and basically they're saying God made a mistake. Well, everybody kind of has to come to grips with that on their own, with what they think about that, because everybody's coming at that from their own personal perspective, and everybody has a different with it. So I tend to look at stuff like that much more from a psychologist's point of view than like a personal citizen point, because I'm always thinking of, I wonder how that gets looked at by a psychologist, because there is the whole gender dysphoria conversation that is a part of that. And that's what my mind starts to think about. Because I'm such a psychologist, it's silly. But yeah, that's very interesting topic. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. I think Max abandoned me and went inside. Oh. Any other questions? I feel like we talked about a lot. I can't believe it's already been almost 45 minutes I've been on here. I'm gonna sit down again. You guys have been coming up with really good questions. Has anybody else dealt with the over scheduling yourself or over committing yourself, or just a tendency to say yes too much? Because I do that really easily. Does Andrew have a favorite animal? I bet it's the birdie. If you're talking about out of our three, I mean, I'll say definitely Sirius is not going to be his favorite because he's not a cat person. But I don't know that he would even want to have to try to pick between Alan or Max. In general, he loves birds. He loves dogs too. So it'd either be dog or bird first, and whichever one he didn't choose is first would be the second. That didn't answer it very much, but he loves birds, and he loves dogs too. But he gets very excited about birds. What are we having for dinner? I don't know yet. My mom mentioned we have like pork steaks. So I think the pork steaks was something. I've not been paleo this weekend. Like at all. It's just been too difficult to try to. Family functions are always hard to try to eat within any of that because unless I want to like do the whole meal myself, I can only control what's going to be there so much. So that's always interesting. Not that I don't love the food. It's almost the exact opposite problem, actually. Okay. I'm thinking, like, I feel kind of weird because when I turn 14 in July, I'm old enough to get a job. And I really went away. And I really don't know how my life is going to go from there because there's so much I have to save for. I'll have to set up a bank account and pay taxes. That's true. Getting a job kind of starts the process of adulting, where you become responsible for managing that money you're making and keeping track of how you're spending it and putting it towards what you're making all the decisions for what it goes towards. And yeah, definitely a big step into getting into the adulting phase of things. Hi, Lindsay. It's hard to get a job for me. For me, whenever I've had a problem getting a job, it's been just the market is so flooded because everybody's trying to get a job. I don't want to be an adult and not responsible at all. Well, you're just becoming a freshman in high school, so I think you have time. It's already midnight in Germany, so I'm leaving a quick goodnight invite. Oh, thank you for joining. That is really awesome to have somebody from Germany. Good night. I think maybe like 10 or 12 more minutes and then we'll say goodbye till tomorrow. I actually have another update for you guys. So, you guys know I've been getting just even more and more into essential oils. And I have found I'm using my essential oils for like mental health type stuff more and more. Like my lavender that I've mentioned using for anxiety and sleep. Oh my gosh, I like take that stuff to work with me now. And there's a tension relief blend that was in one of the rollers that I got recently. And that I've used at work for when it's like a stressful day at work. It has been incredible for that. And it's amazing how much just shifting that is so supportive. And it really has been incredible for helping me like regulate myself. So I've really been more and more using essential oils in a lot of different ways, and even more and more like using them for mental health type stuff, like likely going to go running to McDonald's when I get my worker's permit. They'll hire anyone. That is true. And I've seen a lot of fast food places hiring lately. I don't know if they're just opening more places or if more people are moving on from those. I don't know. Oh, fun. I was in my last year of high school, I was in our musical we did called Bye Bye Birdie. I had so much fun. I loved doing that show. Have a ton of fun. I was on the ensemble in that, and I was one of the girls. Well, there was a lot of us, but I got to be one in the group of girls that fainted for Conrad Birdie. It was really fun. Pickles and ice cream. Kind of boring at the same time. Yeah, there's a lot of standing around while everybody else is doing their part. Especially if it's rehearsals and run through. There's a lot more standing around than normal. Yeah. I was in the trio that sang to Conrad Birdie's an ensemble, which meant I sang in the background of a bunch of songs or as a chorus on a bunch of songs. And oh, bye. I'm going to go in a few minutes too. Hearing test yet? No, I have not. Somebody asked that earlier. I couldn't call over the weekend. I was too busy. Couldn't call over the weekend. Very lazy today. But I think once we're gonna call and try to schedule that and see, because maybe I could go to somewhere here. Don't feel bad about just being in the ensemble. I was in the ensemble. It was fun and less pressure. Okay. Driving is fun. I love driving. Oh man. Having revelations. You're having epiphanies thinking about what age you're turning. I'm kind of a sun person, kind of not a sun person. I go back and forth with it. I like the stuff nice weather allows you to do. Don't always like it being that hot, but I do like the nice weather. That was random, but the sun is really bright and warm and like directly on me right now. So, yeah. For my first car, it'll be what my family calls a baby car. That's a good starting one. My mom taught me how to drive at the cemetery. So I didn't get a different car. I just drove at the cemetery where I couldn't really hurt anybody. It was a while after I had my license that I got any kind of a nicer car. I had multiple hearing problems and I have to wear hearing aids. They are hard to get used to, but help. That's kind of what I really need to figure out with me is if I need anything to help. I don't know if I'm just noticing the problems more or if they're actually happening. Because I tend to be like hyper aware of things and then I talk myself into like, okay, there might be something there. I need to make sure. But I'm also asking what more and more to the point that it needs to be checked for sure, just to make sure, instead of ignoring it and thinking, oh, it's probably fine. it was a nice little round I got to do. We would visit. Most of my family is all in the same cemetery. My mom would go visit and wipe down the gravestones and put flowers on everybody's plot, and then I would get to do some rounds before, either in between them or just before we left or whatever. So not really going too fast in that scenario, and there's not as many people to be a danger towards. So it works. And I mean, back then, when I was learning to drive, we went pretty often. We went pretty regularly to check on everybody. Um, so, yeah. I haven't gotten to do that in a while. Maybe I'll do that before I leave. Lindsay, I'm curious, did you ever hear of any other options besides hearing aids that were offered? Different levels of, like, could they Celtics? Bleh. Could set it to a different thing? That's a funny. Who's your idol? Yeah, I'm gonna after this and see about my hearing test. I want to test. Do it. Matt, he abandoned me. Max, come here. Come here. Come here. Wanna help me say bye? Come here. Oh, really? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, you don't want to? Okay, fine. Oh, Pete Wentz. I know who Pete Wentz was. I didn't know he had another kid. Come here. Can you guys hear him? Okay. Any final questions? I think I'm going to end the stream. This was really fun. Okay. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you do have after this end, you can leave them in the comments below. Celebrities always name their kids such weird random names. It's a celebrity thing. I don't even know. That's always it's always very interesting. You have a good evening as well. I hope everybody had fun. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the vlog tomorrow to see what I've been up to this weekend, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!